Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's Atemo right here, and I am so glad to bring you on to another episode of Wisdom Moments on K24. I hope that everything is coming along for you well. See, we are going very close towards the close of the year, and I hope that in the midst of all that has happened this year, you're still grateful. Grateful that you're alive, grateful that you are here, grateful that you can perceive. And for those of you who've got stuff to do, if you've got a job, you're in school, you have a business that is running, you have a family, whatever it is, I hope that you're grateful for that as well. You may have lost a few things along the way, but see, you are still here, and that gives hope because then you are able to work your way around one more time. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel, CJ Atemo? If you haven't done that, kindly do so. And not only subscribe, but also set notifications so that every time we post a video, you will be able to know. Watch the videos that are on there, post a comment as well, leave a comment in the comment section, share the videos so that we can go out there and spread good content, educative content that would help somebody out over there. Well, you can find me on social media platforms, CJ Atemo on every platform. So let's connect on LinkedIn, on Twitter as well, Instagram and Facebook, CJ Atemo. I'd be so glad to interact with you as much as I can. If you've got to write mail, it's cjatsol@gmail.com, and I will do my best as soon as I can to get in touch with you. If you have questions, you have topics that you'd want us to talk about, you need clarification on certain matters, or you just want to leave a comment and just encourage us with the work that we are doing. So it would be a very good thing to do that. Big shout out to, Articulate Media that keeps on doing the production for this, and that's such a wonderful team to work with. So you're looking for some work to be done in videography and all of that, please check out Articulate Media, and that would be so good. There's something that I want to talk about this week, and that is growth, personal growth, to be specific. But see, when we talk about growth, then somebody would ask, what does that really mean? There are words that we use so much that sometimes we have the contextual meaning for, but we do not have definite meanings for. And anything that you cannot define, you cannot achieve. Anything that you cannot define, you cannot achieve. If you do not know what the next level means for you, then you cannot get there. If you do not know what growth means for you as well, you cannot get there. The simplest definition of growth would be to increase in size. But then if you look at it deeper, then it would also mean to increase in quality, intensity, in experience, in various ways. So growth generally then means increase. So you might increase in size. That means you've grown in size, or you have grown in intensity, or you have grown in experience. In other ways, it just means that you have increased in certain areas. Now, when it comes to growth and personal growth, because most people would talk about that sometimes when they get into a year, they get into a new place, they're moving into another job, and they say, I wanted to go into a place where I would grow. And sometimes they are not very definite about what that would mean for them, because sometimes all they're looking for is a change. Now, I would say that not every change is growth. Not every change is growth. We say that with growth comes change, yes, but not every change is growth. Sometimes change actually brings people back to spaces that they have been in before. It takes them lower than their capacity. It sends them lower than their potential and what they are able to do. So not every change is growth. Sometimes when you move from one job to the other, you move from one relationship to the next, you move from one place to the next, you are not necessarily growing. So then we are going to talk about what growth is, or rather the things that will help you get to the place of growth. Certain things that you need to understand about growth so that if you want to see growth in your life, then you may actually bring that to pass. Number one that you need to know is that growth is intentional. Growth is intentional. In most cases, people want things to happen just like flow naturally. And some people believe that whatever is meant to come will come, whatever is meant to happen will happen, and whatever was not meant to happen will not happen. To a degree, there is a truth to that, but then you will realize that even whatever is meant to happen will have to be caused to happen. You can interfere with nature. You can interfere with natural cycles and patterns, principles. You can interfere with, like people have done, they've interfered with the globe. And so now we've got very different weather patterns. Climatic patterns are very different right now because people have interfered with things that are supposed to be natural. It is in the same manner that you can interfere with patterns around your own life. If you let things continue the way they are, they most probably will continue the way they are. It is the law of inertia that things will continue either in the state of rest or motion until there is a certain force that will either stop them from moving or cause them to begin to move. If you don't push something out of where it is, it might remain in that state. The truth is, it never really remains the same way. It may be physically in the same state, but it never remains in the same way because it will deteriorate. So it might get rust, it might get rotten or something. It means if you want to see any improvement in your life and you want to see any increase, you have got to be intentional about it. And part of that intentionality is what I talked about, being definitive about it. That you need to define what is this growth for you so that you are intentional about getting there. A sportsman will know that they need to perform at a certain level. Somebody will know that they want to score 30 goals. A businessman will know that they need to rake in certain levels of profit, so they are making projections around that. Or they could be thinking about opening various branches and, starting up in various places. Different people will have certain numericals around what they think would be growth. If there is no definition to it, it is very difficult even to bring in the element of intentionality. So your intentionality begins with you becoming definite about what you want to grow into and where you want to grow to. If you're trying to become a better person emotionally, you're trying to become a better person intellectually, and in your career you're trying to go up, you've got to define that so that you will know that growth for you probably represents a master's degree or a PhD, or growth to you represents a new position, or it represents new challenges that you would face in your workplace. So you want to do more. You want greater autonomy. So that to you means growth. Sometimes people say, I'm not growing, but they cannot really define to you what growing is. But if you are looking for more responsibility and autonomy and you want to flex your muscles a bit, then once you're definite about that, then you can be intentional about that particular growth. Intentionality means that you're not leaving everything to fate or anything to fate. It means that you're directing your energy. It means that you're directing your passion. It means you're directing your time and your resources as well towards that path that you want to take. Whether you want to grow emotionally, socially, you've got to be intentional about it. There are people whose growth matrix would just be around relationships. I've seen people, and there's one person that I had to deal with over a while and kept on encouraging them, just to socialize with people. And so we would have these meetings every week and then tell them, why don't you say hi to a few people? And initially it was not very easy for them to do that. Then eventually they started trying. So one person at a time this week, and then the next week they would try. Well, today I can tell you they try really hard. They've done so much. They've gone out of their way. They do that. They'll hang around with people. That is growth, because an area of their life has been challenged. If it doesn't challenge you, it is not growth. If it doesn't challenge you, it is not growth. That's why I say not every change is growth, because growth is a challenge. And for you to even take up that challenge, you've got to be very, very intentional. Well, I hope this has helped you this morning, and looking forward to more this week as we talk about growth. That's all the time that we've had right here on Wisdom Moments on K24 with me, CJ Atemo. Till the next time.